am happy. It is a privilege to be in front of all of you for another round. As during the inaugural, I was fortunate enough to meet you all and had to share some of my thoughts. Today also, more than giving a lecture, I prefer to have an interaction with you. You can raise any questions related to legal journalism or journalism in general. Or you can ask me about the accountability of journalism because in nowadays we all feel journalism is facing severe or enormous amounts of credibility crisis. Many fake news are appearing, many false narrations are happening in the society, and there is no informed discussion is happening in the field of media. Informed discussion is not happening in other fields as well, the political field, the judicial field, wherever we are interacting as human beings or responsible citizens on a daily way. So after the inauguration, our function, now it is almost 7 days, I think. And in between, I personally met with a socio, judicial or legal or even something very, very close to our own existence as responsible citizens. I came into such a predicament one of these days after the inauguration. And in one of the Malayalam newspapers, I just saw a news item. It is celebrating actually the government sponsored Keralium program that was happening in different parts of the city. And one of the news item was very much articulating that for the first time in India, 5 primitive tribal groups, members of the primitive tribal groups, have been taken to the premises of the Kanakakunnu palace. And there, special huts have been made for each of the tribals. And these tribals would be showcased for the happiness or the merriness of the people who are flocking to the premises of the palace. So I thought it is something illegal. It is against the concerns of a civilized society like Kerala. But in the coming days, I expected some write-ups in the media, some kind of responses from the responsible people in the society, some activists, some social workers. Now, I thought somebody would respond, but nothing happened. And 2, 3 occasions I attempted to go to that place, but because of the huge people talking there to witness the cultural events, there it was very difficult for me to access my car. Then I took an auto rickshaw and tried to went there, but the traffic policemen were preventing me. And on the third occasion, I took my scooter and I went there. And there was a strong police protection there. And they said the chief minister was addressing a huge gathering on one part of the palace. And you ordinary people would not be permitted there. Then I said, I am a journalist. I am coming there to report the speech by the chief minister. Then they allowed me. You told me to go inside. And once I went inside, then I started searching for this tribal hut. And there I saw a number of tribal people. They are ordinary human beings from ordinary circumstances. And the only difference between you, me, and these people is the economic disparity. So these people, these poor people, the marginalized people, these people who were pushed to the boundaries by our system for long, they have been taken to this place, the premises of the palace, and these people, the organizers, forced them to wear some of the dresses, some of the attires they foregone about 200 years ago. And they applied some colors on their faces. And these people, they were actually objectifying human beings. Human beings as being produced or exhibited as straw people. I took some pictures and I posted in social media why nobody is responding, why nobody, no lawyer, no thinker, no activist, no historian is finding any fault with this issue. Then it created a lot of uproar. Many discussions were happened. Malayalam Manorama written an editorial. Madhurabhumi television had a big panel discussion. And even the ministers were forced to respond. And 2 of the ministers, they very genuinely said, showcasing human beings is something illegal. So these are some of the issues the people who know the law, people who know the basics of journalism, such people have to rise in revolt against such inequalities. The kind of treatment the so-called progressive society is meeting out to the poor people, the marginalized people, the Dalit people, the tribal people, and such inequalities, as I spoke in the beginning, in the inaugural session. In India, the only area that is having threefold growth or fourfold growth is inequality. The kind of inequality, it is increasing. The divisions between people are increasing. And another level. Another thing I noticed in the case of the legal reporting is, most of the legal reports in Kerala or outside in other states as well, it is more severe in other states. The thing is that our major focus is on crimes. What would be the judgment awarded by a judge, High Court or Supreme Court or the local court on a particular crime? And our intention, the media, what they are doing, they are actually giving a complete dramatic version of what actually happened. And the reader is getting a kind of enjoyment by reading this crime. So the intention, the real purpose of reporting a crime event, or the real purpose of reporting on a judgment against a criminal activity, is to help people to reform, or to give them a clear message that in this country, law is strong, the law enforcement is impartial, the law enforcement is crystal clear, and it is dispassionate, and it will act against whoever committing cruelty. There is no disparity. But another level, what is happening? People are seeing it as a kind of entertainment news. As in the case of this tribals being showcased at Kanagakundu, I saw many people, many good-looking people, many people who look very beautiful. They are having beautiful attire. They are visiting the nearby zoo, and they are getting very happy in taking selfies or taking clips by standing close to the giraffe, standing close to the cluster in which the tiger is being kept. And with the same kind of enthusiasm, same kind of vigor, and same kind of insight, these people are coming and taking a similar kind of selfie with the others. So before these people, there is no difference between the tribal and also the animal. So in the case of, in the old, we can see going through the history, the old Tacitus is the authentic historian of the ancient Rome. He once given a description about the kind of feats being organized by the King Nero. We all know Nero as the king who played the fiddle while Rome was burning. Before that, he regularly conducted huge dinners for the elite people, for the Prabhu people, for the superior people of Rome. So in such meetings, at that time there was no electricity. So some oil, they will take some black people, some slaves to the venue, and they would be tied to poles, and then oil would be poured on their body, and they will ignite these living human bodies. And in the light of the burning living human bodies, the powerful people, the beautiful people, the rich and enlightened people of the Rome, they celebrated their parties. And Tacitus was asking, okay, Nero was smart. But what about the hundreds of others who attended the party and praised the ruler, whether they were also smart? So that is the kind of lessons we have to get from the history. That's the kind of questions we have to ask about the illegalities lurking around us. So here, humans are being paraded as objects for the entertainment of others. And another level, we look at the so-called highly sensational criminal cases. Most of the criminals, most of the people getting punishment, they are from the poor families. They are from the socially marginalized community. And often we are castigating them as criminals. And we are saying he or she belongs to such a particular tribe, or a clan, or they are from such a region, or they are the so-called Northeast people, Assami people, or Bengali people. In Kerala, there is a clear wrong notion against Bengali migrants that they are criminals. But look at the other side. We are conveniently forgetting the fact that many eminent Malayalis are engaging in numerous kind of illegal activities, numerous kind of criminal activities. And they are not anywhere branded as Malayalis who are committing the crime. There is no media saying the Malayali people, they have a bent for criminal activities. But you look at the cases, some of the prominent cases. An easy comparison will help you to find out Malayalis are making many advancements in many fields. But in the case of crimes also, our people are combating with international standard criminals. But conveniently, we are hiding all these. And we are telling the Bengalis are criminals. They are coming here to operate. There may be Bengali criminals. There may be Bihari criminals. But attaching them the locality or the religious tag, local tag, region tag, that is another crime. Recently, we saw that explosion in Cochin. The Jehovah's Witness, one of the members of that clan, he himself orchestrated that criminal activity. And till evening, there was a huge speculation in Kerala that was driven by Islamophobia, and many people thought it was an Islamic terror activity. Only by the evening, people started having an utter disbelief about what they were perceiving so far. And next day, the Times of India newspaper had a headline, "Thank God, it was not an Islamic terror." So that is why that is the level of preconceived notions within us. We are approaching crimes, we are approaching other breaches of the law on the basis of religion, on the basis of color, on the basis of region, on the basis of nation. Otherwise, the thing is that the basics of legal reporting, the basics of crime reporting is social reformers, helping the people to reform themselves. And clearly telling that law is behind you. If you are erring, if you are committing crime, if you are doing some injustice to the other people, the law would definitely catch you. That is the message the reporting has to give to such people. But unfortunately, that is not happening. Some years back, one of the prominent Malayalam journalists, he interviewed one of the notorious thieves in Kerala. And he written a book saying it is the biography of a thief. Or Kallanta Kada, a biography of thief. It turned a big seller in Kerala. And it turned later as a handbook for the most of the trainee thieves. Those who are just entering the field, they are simply buying the book. And they are going through each chapter. Because the journalist, after consulting the big thief, he given everything in detail, the operations way. And also this major thief is saying, this is the area in which I faltered. This is the area in which I was not able to apply mind properly. That is why I was caught red-handed. So a trainee, a newcomer into this profession, this person is getting some new idea how to overcome such failure and to become a good thief. So that is another thing. Because in the name of sensationalism, in the name of satisfying the curiosity of some people, this particular journalist done a criminal act by writing the biography of a thief. That is a kind of things happening around. And normally, in the case of these crime reporters, we will say, some critics are saying they are vultures or they are the ambulance chasers. Because wherever one ambulance making noises, these people will go behind. Especially after this television era, the competition is high. So the crime reporters will move behind any ambulance. And also, even if one tragedy is happening, they will go there and they will be competing with each other in their notoriety based, insensitivity based, by asking the most stupid questions. So that is another challenge we have. We need qualified people. We know people know the law, people know the ethics. And also, I said in the beginning and during our inaugural, we feel, I'm talking not as a journalist, I'm talking largely as a citizen. What I'm expecting from both journalists and legal professionals. The thing is that we have to uphold the values of justice than mere practicing the law. Law is just the way. The aim is justice. So the process must be to ensure justice to the people who are denied of justice. So the number of people who are denied of justice, their number is increasing. Everywhere, the people, whatever be the criticism, people now feeling there are only two ways. One is to approach the court. Other one is to approach a newspaper or a media organization asking to tell their story. Because the democracy and its executive and its legislature, they are failing the aspirations of the ordinary people. The climate victims across the state, in Kerala and outside. In Kerala, we have 570-kilometer long coastal area. The people are largely turning climate victims because of the severe erosion. The severe coastal erosion is not out of any sin they committed. It is happening because of the human interventions into the sea, human constructions across the sea, in the name of harbors, in the name of breakwaters. Same is the case of the Western Ghats. The tribals are rendering landless. Their land is being taken away by the powerful land mafia. And people are intruding into the forest. Hey, even now, see, many human animal conflicts are being reported from Wayanad, Idukki, Palakkad, and other places. The reality is the core issue is the lack of all the issue of food security within the forest. Within the forest, the animals are not getting food. And the peculiar thing, in the case of Kerala and some parts of Tamil Nadu, the Mudumalai and in Karnataka and Bendipur, the issue is common. The thing is that some of the Indian forest experts, they had once a visit to the Latin America, and there they found some yellow colored trees. Looks very beautiful. Their flowers are beautiful. And they thought by taking these trees and planting them in our forest, they would give added attraction to the forest. Our forests are good, they are good looking. But these people thought these yellow colored trees would give some added attraction. Its name is Senna cephalanthus. And without knowing it is a weed, it is a kind of exotic plant that would destroy our biodiversity. They planted them across this Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve comprising Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka. And they have now turned an invasive species. They are ruining the local ecosystem. They are ruining other trees around. All the trees are getting dried because of their presence. Or they will try, they will leave only. The other trees would not be allowed. So that is why the primary feeds of the predatory animals, in the case of a tiger or for the other predatory animals, their support system is small animals like rabbits. But this rabbit is not getting adequate kind of food because of this exotic invasive species. That is an area environmental crime is happening. So the thing is that as we lawyers, journalists, we have to widen our perspective because environmental crimes are impacting humans for many, many generations. So in the case of environmental reporting, integrating journalism, integrating law into environmental reporting, that would benefit many people. In many places across India, land displacement is happening in the name of larger projects. Some projects are being imposed on the local community, and the local community will have to pay a heavy price for that. And in such cases, only the law knowing, the resourceful people, those who know about the environmental impacts, those who know about the social consequences they will create. Such people, if such people write some informed articles, If such people make some important impartial kind of reportage, then it would have an enormous kind of impact across the country. Even now, most of the public interest litigations are coming, their primitive form, their first form would be a news report. Some news reporter may be writing something, and then it would be, it is quoting the attention of the court. Then there would be large scale actions that would have far reaching impacts. Even in the so called Gadgil report, the beginning was some reporters, some journalists, they written extensively about the damages being committed by the encroachers to the Western Ghats region. There was a series of articles, what is happening in Wayanad, what is happening in Nilgiri, what is happening in the Western Ghats region of Goa. Then these articles came into the attention of the Union Government Minister Jairam Ramesh and also some senior Supreme Court judges. Then it became a public interest litigation. Then after that, the Supreme Court directed the need to appoint a committee with the Madhav Gadgil expert. Thirdly, some states like Kerala vociferously resisted that report. And we were not even ready to go through even a single page of that report. So we are now paying the price. From 2018, our lives have been changed. We are also turning, the entire state is turning a kind of climate victims. And there is no predictability. Even yesterday there was heavy rain. Today there is no rain, but no guarantee that tomorrow there would be rain. Our agricultural patterns have changed. Our agricultural life has been changed. And normally December is the harvesting time for the paddy fields. But in even the December, there is heavy rain. But during the planting time, in the June, July, and August, there is no rain. So the climate crisis, climate crimes against climate, crimes against the poor people, the crimes against the society in general, whatever illegality is happening in this country against the larger interests of the society, they must have to be approached with a human consideration, with extreme convictions of justice, and with a mind to probe the reality, the truth, and to bring before the people. Then there will be changes. Small initiatives by smaller people have changed the world, not any big initiative. So I'm hopeful. You people, I'm happy that some of you will prefer legal journalism. So legal journalism is essentially a powerful tool to liberate the country, to liberate the people, and ensuring them a better living. So it is a methodology, it is an opportunity to ensure at least a smaller kind of transformation in the society. So if you are doing your work with dedication and you are doing it with commitment and courage, then it would make lasting impacts, because we know the country every day across the country, different courts are bringing out different kinds of judgments, a huge pile up of judgments. But the people know only those judgments which are being interpreted or brought to the media by some of the interested legal journalists. So the tool is with you. And it is your right, it is your priority or your preference that is going to make a change. If you are keen on the environmental crimes that is happening in this country, tomorrow you can publish enormous amounts of articles about what Adani, Ambani, and other corporates are committing in this country. So if you are specializing on reporting on the corporate crimes, that would be a great service to the suffering humanity across the country. So the perspective is wider, the frame is big. So a lot of challenges are there. So I think the country in general, we lack informed kind of discussion. We are finding poorly equipped journalists. We are finding poorly equipped lawyers. And the poorly equipped journalists and poorly equipped lawyers are clashing each other over some minor egos. We witnessed sometimes back in Trivandrum court. We witnessed sometime back in Cochin court. So these are the people, the mediocre people are clashing. The informed people will never clash. They can coexist. They can open up new areas of working together. Because journalism is a key or pillar of democracy. Also, the judiciary is another pillar. So integrating these two pillars and exploring the common ground, that would definitely make changes in our society. So this is the basic, this is the introduction I have to tell you.